Good evening. This is Mikey in 6IL, and today I'm going to have another pyDriveWire demo. I'm going to answer a question which was asked fairly recently on the color computer list, and then I'm going to try my hand at the GameOn challenge. First, let's go to the question. A couple of weeks ago, Charlie, who's a pyDriveWire user on Linux, said he had a problem with saving work that he was doing in disk images. So I did answer his question on the list, but I don't think that my answer was really well understood. So I thought I would take the time to actually give a presentation to explain what's going on here. So let's go right into that presentation. Why does pyDriveWire WebUI make copies of disk images? So the first thing that we need to talk about is pyDriveWire is a server. And the client accessing it, there are multiple clients. Normally it's your Coco or your emulator or whatever. That's one type of client. But if you're actually controlling the server, there are multiple different ways that you can do that. You can use the CLI or you can use the web browser. If you're using the web browser, the way that it is designed is, or the way that I thought about it when I designed it, was that the web browser is where the user is sitting. So that's considered to be local. Your local computer is where you're running your web browser. The server is remote. So because the web UI is using web technology, there is absolutely no requirement that you run the pyDriveWire server and you run your web browser on the same computer. They could be different computers. You could run the pyDriveWire server on your desktop, and you could load the web UI on your iPad or your tablet or your phone or some other computer. They don't have to be the same computer. This is a good thing. So because you can use some other computer, whatever computer you're using to access the web UI is local, and the server is considered remote. Okay, you're going to ask, what happens if I'm using the same computer? We'll get to that. So another thing you have to understand is that given that the way that this was designed is that the local computer is the one way running your web browser and the server is a different computer, those two computers potentially have different hard drives. So the server, if the two computers are different, the server can't see the client's, to use the terminology here, the remote machine can't see the local hard drive and the local machine can't see the remote hard drive. Unless you are savvy and set up network sharing and whatnot, which is possible. People who have a CocoaPi tend to have media share one, and they can access it, so they can access files that are directly on the server. But not everybody has that. So continuing on about this, this is a screenshot of the actual pyDriveWire web UI. And I want to point out something on this UI that may not be completely obvious. If you look closely, there's a column that says remote file and local file. Highlighted here is the remote file column. Remember that the terminology used in the pyDriveWire server is that remote means where the pyDriveWire server is running. So this is on the server side. If you're running a CocoaPi, it's on the Linux side. If you're running it somewhere else, it's wherever that is. The local side is on the other side, and this is what I was talking about. When you choose a file, you're sitting at this web browser. It's a local file that's local to you wherever you are running the web browser. And I will give a demonstration of this a little bit later. Okay, so suppose that you went to this local file site and you chose game.disk. When you hit the choose file button, the web browser side, remember I established that the server side and the web browser side, they actually can't see each other's hard drives. So in that particular situation, the only thing that you can actually do is the web browser actually sends a copy of the disk image to the remote side, to the server side. There are some reasons why it has to do this. I have one slide coming up a little bit later where I will explain what those reasons are. But just know that if you're using the local side choose file from the web browser, it makes a copy. If you're using the remote side and you're typing the path to the file, that is a real file. Okay, so this is actually Charlie's situation. He had both the pyDriveWire server and the web browser running on the same computer. Even in this situation, the web browser does not have full access to the hard drive. So if you select the file, the only thing that it can do is access that exact file and send a copy of it over to the server, just like before. So it actually doesn't matter whether you have two computers or one computer. The only thing the web browser can do right now is send a copy of that file over to the server. So why is it this way? Number one, it's an intentional design choice, as I've stated and repeated multiple times, that the design intention was that this pyDriveWire server and the web browser can run on different computers. And if they can run on different computers, then when you click the choose file button, the only thing that makes sense is to send a copy of the file, not the real one. A second reason is technology limitations. The pyDriveWire web UI client is written in HTML and JavaScript, and generally speaking, that's a sandboxed environment. As I mentioned before, the web browser does not have full, unfettered access to your hard drive wherever you're running the web browser. It can only access directories and files that you specifically point it to. I want to choose this exact file. When you choose that file, it can read that file and upload it across the internet to the other side. And that's exactly what it does. So these are the two reasons why a copy has to be made. Can this be changed? There are probably some things that I can do to change that in the future. So to answer Charlie's direct question, how do I use a file which is on the pyDriveWire server and make changes to it? The answer is, do not use the local file side because it will make a copy. Use the remote file side, type the full path to the file that you want to use in the box, and then click Insert. To point this out more clearly, if you want to make modifications to disk images, do not use the local file option. If you want to write something to a disk image, save it, keep it, make a copy of the disk image, don't use this local file option. Use the remote file option. Type the path to the disk image that's on your pyDriveWire server into one of these remote file boxes and click Insert. Okay, I will give a very brief demonstration of this. So I'm running this demonstration from my CocoaPi. So I have the pyDriveWire web UI loaded up. I'm actually running this on the CocoaPi at the moment. So this is a situation where the server and the client are on the same computer. In the default configuration, when you turn on the CocoaPi and you start using DriveWire, this DW term disk is the one that's inserted by default. So as I was saying before, when you use this choose file option, it uploads a copy. So let's see what I'm going to let's see what I'm actually going to put into this. Okay. All right, I got a little bit lost. So I have a disk image, which I'm going to use for experimentation. I'll just go to, I have a lot of stuff in here, but I have a demo directory, and in this demo directory, I have the GameOn challenge disk, which is 3D War. So if I click open and load this, I actually chose, the file that I actually chose here was actually home, home py-demo 3dwar.disk. That's the actual file that I chose. When I click the choose file button, it actually makes a copy of it and it uploads it into /temp. Again, this is because of the idea that where the web browser is running is local, and where the pyDriveWire server side is remote, and they can't access files directly in between each other under normal circumstances. So when you use this, it makes a copy. If I want to actually make a modification to this disk image, what I want to do is actually type the path home py-demo 3dwar.disk. It's the name of the disk image, and click insert. Now that disk image this is a direct link to a file. I know the location of it. I can modify this. I can do whatever. Okay, so hopefully that helps to answer Charlie's question a little bit. And now we'll move on to the GameOn challenge part. Okay, so I'm back here at my CocoaPi. And to run this particular game over DriveWire, the best way to do that is actually to, I'm going to use MAME today. And I know that some people said it doesn't work at HDB DOS. Well, apparently the 3D War game actually does work with 6309 in HDB DOS, I found out. All right, the emulator has loaded. Hopefully you heard the little beep. There we go. I'm going to make a tiny adjustment here. All right. So, as I showed, I have my 3D War disk image inserted over here. And yeah, let's just give this a play and see how it goes. All right. Have to type in the right window. Yep. Oops, I have to. It is 8 minutes after midnight. This is actually the third time I'm doing this video. I had some problems with video encoding performance. So I found a way to do it which is halfway decent. This should work well enough for you guys. It'll be a little bit pokey, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Alright. Yeah, you're not gonna get full frame rate out of this, but that's okay. I'll just give this a little spin. As I've been playing this game more, I've gotten a little bit better at it. A little bit feathering the controls a little bit more. I am using, one of these days I'll actually make a video about the controller setup that I have on my CocoaPi. It's actually not Bluetooth. I actually have hardwired controllers plugged straight into this thing. I'll to get around to that one of these days. Come on, you guys. Where are you? There. Hey, stop shooting at me. I'm going to shoot you. Darn it. Shoot you. Okay, where's the next guy? See how long it takes before I completely rage quit this. At least right now, earlier today I was trying to play this, so it was making me feel a little dizzy. But actually keeping it in the window is... So I'm actually playing this in a little tiny window. I can switch as I showed you guys before. I'm just playing it in a little tiny window instead of the whole screen. That's a little bit better for me, but I'll zoom it in for you guys. Come on. Is this actually my highest score? Not even sure. Come on, guy. Shoot you. Yeah. I think, did I get 150 one time? I don't remember. I've definitely gotten better at the controls in this game. I don't know what that thing is. Are you supposed to kill it? I don't know. I don't even know if the keys work. I'm supposed to be able to go faster and slower. That doesn't seem to be working. I guess I didn't get the I could change this to XROAR, but I don't want to give up the score. XROAR works pretty well too. Come on, where are you? He's moving too fast. It's gonna be hard to hit. Got him. Couple of guys over here. But they're zipping around a lot. Do you have to kill all of them or something? I don't think I've ever done that. Come on. There's only one guy left. Come on, where is he? Where are you? Come on. I've never done this before. I've never even gotten this far. Oh man. This game is definitely slow when there's a lot of guys on the screen. Is it that way on no hardware? These guys are shooting more. But I'm gonna run out of fuel soon. Do I have to get this big thing again to get the fuel? What is this thing? Well, not gonna find out. I shot it. Doo-dee-doo. Where are you? Just wanna die so I can end this video. Oh. Guess it's coming. There we go. Alright. Well, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye.